Things not to say to a trans guy.
Oh my god, you're like the best of both worlds. It's a good thing I'm bi. Oh, it's okay, I've been with females before. I've always wanted to try an FTM. FTMs are like my biggest fantasy. Good thing I cut my nails.
So, like, are you a girl down there?
So, like, if a cis guy and a trans guy have sex, isn't that straight sex?
What's wrong with asking any of those questions? I'm confused.
Here's a tip. If you wouldn't say it to a cis guy, don't say it to a trans guy. We're both men. Treat us like them.
Oh, I get it. You want to be affirmed as a biological male. But honey, you're not one and you will never be one. The same thing applies to me. We're gender dysphoric females, not males. If we want to sleep with someone, they need to know. And they have every right to ask as many questions as they want about our bodies, our transition. And you have every right to not answer all the questions and reply to all the comments about your transness. But not everything is about you. Clearly, because in this case we're talking about dating, hooking up with another person. There are two people involved in this, and you have to respect the other person. People can treat us as men in society, in a bunch of social situations, but no one should treat us as if we were biological men in dating and hookup situations. We're not the same as men. Okay, I'm gonna quickly react to all of these comments. Oh my god, you're like the best of both worlds. What's wrong with saying that? It's a good thing I'm bisexual. Is there something wrong with being bisexual? I know that you don't think so. You just don't think it's affirming when bisexuals hit on you. You want the gays to hit on you. It's okay, I've been with females before. People like you separate sex and gender. So, are you not a female? Wouldn't this comment be politically correct if you think about it? Why didn't the person just say, I've been with women before. I've always wanted to try an FTM. God forbid someone is honest about their sexual fantasies with us trans people because we can't handle the truth. Apparently, we cannot handle the truth just because we're trans. And also, I see this comment as a positive thing. I just don't get it. I don't see the negative in all of this. Maybe it's because I'm not insecure. So are you a girl down there? Well, I hope these people already know before they date you, a trans dude. Otherwise, it would be predatory. So I'm guessing you just don't like the way they're asking. Go touch some grass. And answer me this. Would it really make a huge difference if someone asked you, do you have a vulva? Do you have a vagina? Do you still have your front hole that you were born with when you were assigned female at birth? Would it matter? It makes sense people ask you when you're a trans guy on dating apps, wanting to date and hook up. It just occurred to me it's such a girl thing. It's not what you said, it's the way you said it. So if a cis guy and a trans guy have sex, isn't that straight sex? Well, this whole video is all about shaming men. For being curious, for asking reasonable questions. It's like you're pretending not to understand where the guys are coming from, why they are asking questions. And it triggers me so much. You're not a gay man, you're someone who looks like a man, but you have a vagina. And you're on a gay dating app. So it's only natural for the 99.9% of the people on the app to ask you questions. Or to even question you being on there. Them not treating you as a biological male makes perfect sense. And I think you already know.
There are 3 things you want to avoid saying to a trans or non-binary cutie that you are hoping to flirt with, sleep with, / date. These all might, at face value, feel like compliments, but a lot of times they can come across as fetishizing, objectifying, all around kind of icky.
It's icky to objectify a non-binary cutie. Please stop.
One example, you're the best of both worlds. This can make somebody feel like you're only maybe interested in them based on their genitals or their trans identity, and you're not seeing them as a full human being, especially unaffirming to trans men and trans women.
So when you don't want to sleep with a trans person because of their genitals, it's wrong. But if you want to sleep with a trans person because of their genitals, it's somehow wrong too. No one can win in this game. Like, stay away from trans people, but if you stay away from trans people, that's transphobic too. I see it as a compliment if someone says, you're the best of both worlds. What else can I say? Because all I hear is, you're the best.
You want to avoid saying, I've always wanted to have sex or date somebody like you. This can make somebody feel like you have a little checkbox that you're trying to get the trans non-binary smooches on, and not seeing them for like you want to date them as a whole person.
Why can't it be both? Can I ask you to be a little bit more open-minded and nuanced? I know it sounds weird because you claim to be a part of a very open-minded and tolerant, nuanced community, but your mindset is super black and white. Why can't it be both? Why can't someone date a trans person because they think they're nice and could be a potential partner, and also have this fantasy of having sex with a trans person? Is there something wrong with sex? Why do you shame other people's sexual preferences, sexuality? Oops. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Because again, you're claiming to be a part of a sexual diverse community where no one's judged for their sexual preferences. But I hear a whole lot of judging here.
Lastly, avoid any assumptions about what they like to do in the bedroom, how they relate to their genitals, how they relate to their bodies. It can make us feel like you are more interested in the fantasy or the idea you have about what sex act you want to do with a trans person rather than actually building that experience together.
Yeah, I agree. But what's missing here is mutual respect. What about the trans women who pursue straight men? Aren't you gonna tell them that it's inappropriate to see straight men as something to check off their bucket list? You even hear trans women who don't tell guys they're sleeping with that they're trans because they're post-op. Why is it okay for trans people and non-binary people to have all the preferences in the world, to pursue any person they want, and treat people however they want, but it's not okay the other way around? Trans people have every right to not answer questions about their situation, even when they're putting themselves out there or on dating apps. Like, no one is forced to say or answer anything, of course. So if a trans person finds a question to be offensive and they don't want to answer it, why make videos about it? Why shame men publicly for no reason, in my opinion? Just don't reply, don't say anything, and move on. I have heard the weirdest questions in the world many times over the years. I accept it's a part of being a gender dysphoric person who transitioned. I look like a total different person. I have changed my entire life. My body, the way I look, the way I sound, the way I smell. And this girl looks like my sister, and not me. With that, it makes sense that people ask me so many questions, even the personal stuff. And you know what I never do? I never shame people for being curious, for asking questions, because I don't want anyone to be afraid of us, afraid of trans people. If someone is genuine and has great intentions, I would, of course, answer their questions, no matter how weird they are. Do you know why? I'm not ashamed of being trans. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. I do not have anything to hide. Before you go, I just want to thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. Follow me on social media, and I cannot wait to see you all in the comments down below. Peace out.